got this moving. It's Young People Nation.
Welcome to Young People Nation. Listen to us weekly as we commit to bring transparency, healing, and truth to the everyday situations in life that might bring you down. Join us for your weekly dose of inspiration. Thank you for listening to Young People Nation. Make sure you subscribe so you never miss an episode. And now, here's your host, Eugene and Donna Perry.
Let's go. Christ is the foundation. Know his word gon' lead us. Know I'm already going. Taking steps I believe in. Giving guidance to the youth. Giving guidance to the lost. Giving the world to the project. Lead them back to the cross.
Welcome back, and welcome back. Whether you're listening in the morning, in the afternoon, at night, thank you so much for listening, subscribing, sharing. And we're back with session 2 with Mr. Terrell Chavis. The Real Cut is how he's known. The Real Cut experience.
Real cut.
Real Cut experience, right? I've seen your cuts. They are laser sharp.
All right.
I see you on Instagram. I said, look at there. And you're on TikTok too, right?
Every platform, YouTube,
Yes.
TikTok, Facebook.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. But you know what about you, Terrell? Your relationship with God. That's solid. And then you're an innovator. You do financial literacy situations. So I just see you all over the community being effective. Welcome back.
I'm blessed to be here.
All right. So let's get it. We're in session 2, and we're going to talk about the power of comparison in your generation. We talked about that, you know? And so talk about the positive in comparison for your generation as a man.
Well, I'll speak from my personal experience. Just really observing not just my community, but just overall life itself. You know, you can learn a lot from people, and you can compare yourself to people as well. In my opinion, comparison can be good and it can be bad. But in this specific topic, it being good, you know, you look at other people's journey, and I'll allow it to really inspire me to get on track. You know, just like you were speaking earlier, you were talking about iron sharpening iron.
Yes.
You know, so in order for that iron to sharpen that iron must compare and see what can they learn from one another. So whether it's spiritually, whether it's physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, I'm comparing myself to people to see what can I do to become the best and greatest version of myself that Terrell can possibly become.
Yes. And you're not coveting necessarily what the person have. You're
Right.
learning, and then when you sit down with a person and learn their process, you be like, oh, okay, I don't want to be just like
Right.
you. However, because what it takes to be you, I ain't got it.
Right. And not only just that, but it's just all about taking bits and pieces and coming up with your own recipe.
Yes.
Because God created all of us to our own uniqueness.
Yes.
So I don't want to be like anybody. I want to be like myself.
Yes. How God created you
How
to
God
be.
created me to
There's
be.
only one Terrell.
There's only one Terrell. Well,
Terrell Chavis.
it's plenty of Terrells, but as
Not
far
only one you.
Yeah.
But you got one. It's fingerprint. What was you gonna say, huh?
Oh yeah, y'all just took the sting out of it because because when I was growing up, everybody wanted to be like Mike. Yeah. Be like Mike.
Yeah, but they didn't realize how much Mike was practicing and what it took for him to be where he at.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah, he was out there practicing while everybody else was somewhere playing. You know.
You know, and that's one of the other great comparison because to be a man and have a family or any kind of relationship in life, it doesn't come with a rule book. You know, you can turn to page 22 and this. You either heard from bits and pieces on the street, or you have an uncle that wasn't drinking that shared some experiences in life, or a father that would say, hey, come on here, let me tell you about this. Other than that, you just say, okay, how do it feel to get drunk? And you be like, go out and get that experience yourself, and maybe your last.
Your first and your last.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, that's what I believe is important for the community, to have healthy, like women, men
Yes.
to be able to teach the next generation.
Absolutely.
Because you're going to glean from him being a healthy man. You understand? And you never know who's watching you. Let's look at the negativity of comparison. That can be a train wreck, can't it?
It definitely can. Yeah. So we talked about the good, but let's dive into the bad. So of course, no shade to y'all.
Yeah, right, right. Come on, talk.
Back then,
Yeah, come on, yes.
back then it was different, of course, and I don't know everything.
You talking about 40 acres and a mule?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, 40 acres in a mule, but yeah, like as far as the exposure, especially my generation, what, Z?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're exposed to a lot more than maybe
Yes.
y'all than what
Yes,
y'all
you
was
are.
exposed to.
Yes.
And we have access to a lot of things that y'all didn't have access
That's right.
to.
That's right.
So that can be detrimental. And
Yes.
the reason why I say that is because if you don't know how to apply what I just pretty much explained when I was talking about using comparison as a good thing, it can play a huge factor in your mental health because for especially people my age, around my age or range, you see other people doing great things for themselves, and then you look at yourself as if you're not doing enough. You look at yourself like you're a nobody, or you haven't got anything accomplished. So yeah, you have a lot of in my generation, you're looking up to a lot of people, such as celebrities, rappers, people with status, people with money, and that's your definition of success. Little do you know, ain't no telling what they're going through behind
That's right.
closed doors.
Right.
That's right. That's right.
They just showing you what they want to show you.
Yes.
They're just marketing.
Yes.
But you're taking what you are learning from them. You're taking what you're observing and watching them do and applying it to your life. And now you wonder why certain things and certain situations or why certain people are around you. It's because you're mimicking those type of people. And when you mimic those type of people and you mimic certain things that they do, you get the results that they get.
Right.
Yes, all of it, right?
All of it.
Wow, that's the negativity.
That's the negativity.
Oh,
That's
man.
what comes with it, And
Yes.
You have to learn. What is the saying that y'all used to say back then? Take the meat out with the bone or something like that.
Chew the meat and spit the fat.
Yeah. I remember some of that. So
Hey, it ain't been that long.
Hey, look, I ain't want to mess it up. But what I'm trying to say is, take what you can. Take what makes sense to you.
Yes.
Don't try to change or or pretend to be somebody that you're not. Because when you pretend to be somebody that you're not, God can't bless who you are.
Right.
Really,
That's
inside,
good right
so.
there. That's a Selah moment right there.
Yeah.
Wow. Yes, because you just got to be who you are.
Be who you are.
And that negativity, how it can play havoc on a person's mind. Just like, and I'm going to say this, like our young ladies going out and getting these lifts and all this stuff and going over to other countries, and then you don't end up back home because you're looking at someone and you begin to covet what they got going on. So you say, well, I can have that. When God has perfectly made you the way he made you.
Made you beautiful.
Yes. Psalms 139.
You got it.
You're beautifully and wonderfully made.
And I just
Yeah.
heard it. That's
I
crazy.
thank God for my flat feet.
Because you can walk, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yes. And so, wow. And so you as a barber, you have a lot of young clients in your chair.
Yes, ma'am.
Talk to us about the opportunities you take to sow wisdom into those little, 7, 6, 12, 10.
Shoot, even people my age.
Yeah, come on.
It's a blessing. And I don't take it lightly. Because the reason why I say that is because we all know everybody don't go to church, but sooner than later you're gonna have to get that haircut.
Yeah.
You
yes.
you
Oh,
gonna-
come on now.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
I know where you. Yes.
So I maximize as much as I can. You know what I'm saying? I allow him to use me in the best way he can use me.
Yes.
And so the reason why I said I can, speak and minister to people my age too as well, because I don't cut kids every day. But I do cut individuals around my age or even sometimes older.
Yes.
But the reason why I take it, because the reason why I look at it for where I am and the position that I am in is because I'm a vessel at the end of the day.
Yes.
And I can't allow what I do as far as my occupation or how old I am stop me from doing what I'm here to do.
Yes. Yes.
But a barber can be your best friend, and I make sure that I take care of myself. I make sure that I pour into myself so that I can pour into the people that God placed in my life.
Yes.
Because it's not a coincidence.
But you know, being a barber is just like being a doctor.
It is.
And you go there, you get all kinds of advice by the people sitting side, some your peer group and some older, and the things they say that wisdom just pass back and forth, and sometimes nonsense.
Exactly.
But it is a happening, and I want to say about the young people, they evolve to the next level, where my generation have to change. Cause I know my grandson right now at 5 can take pictures of himself and send them across the internet, and now I'm trying to figure out how to put a phone number. I'm trying to figure out how to put a phone number in the phone. So got to be willing to change.
Right, we have to be really willing to change.
Yes, I have to be willing to change.
Our age group has to be willing to change and understand these opportunities that God do give us to tap into lives. You understand? Because you got that moment, that's it. You understand? You may not meet that person ever again, but you got that moment. And so that's why it's important for us to be intentional about everything that God graced us to do. I'm not concerned about tomorrow. The word talks about that. Yesterday is over. Ain't nothing I can do about it, but I got right now. So what I'm going to do with right now and being a good steward over right now.
Exactly.
Yep. Okay. I can tell you when the grace changes around. I was talking to a young person a little while back, and I was talking about encyclopedia. They said, "What in the heck is this encyclopedia?"
Yeah.
I said, "What?
You never heard of it?"
No, I'm saying they never heard. They probably ain't never heard of Yellow Pages.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Or a phone book.
Nope.
That's right.
So that lets us know that we have to, like you said, evolve. We have to go to you guys and where you guys at, and how can we help you to be better.
Absolutely.
That's the key. Not stand back in judgment and say all these things, but how can we just show the love of God and go and help? Because a lot of our young people that I know I've encountered, they're on the edge. You understand? And they've experienced some things, and it's been set on a shelf, and so they're like, do I stay? Do I go? What do I do? And that's where opportunities come. God will present or give opportunities for people like yourself to have your hands in somebody's head, and you're cutting, and those hands are anointed to do what God is telling you to do. So I really like how you're real big on your mental, physical, and spiritual health, because you cannot give into what you don't have. The cup and saucer. We're supposed to give out of our saucer, not our cup. The cup is for you to be substantial. However, the saucer, that's your overflow. So you can give that out.
But you got to realize that in many cases, that cup may have a crack in it, and it's been bleeding out all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And it can never be filled.
But you go to God and he'll pat it up for you. He'll fix it.
Foundation.
That's right. He'll fix it. Come on over here now. I'll fix that up for you. So, in your generation, the negativity of comparison, you see all the time where people get shot, killed because they're trying to go do something like what you said. Some of the rappers, they're like, I can do that.
Right.
I look at court shows a lot now, and I
sound like my mama.
I do. Well, me and Tammy, and so I love court shows, but I see that men who have families, 30-some years old talking about they're going to be a rapper.
Yep.
Serious? You know,
old.
your time done passed.
It's time to hang that up, man. That's like having hoop dreams. Like,
Yep.
Right. Tell me I'm gonna be an NBA player at 32.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah, you-
that's got to be a thing God do for you.
yeah, you better
Like
hoop
a
around playing
serious
pitches or
manifestation.
something,
Yep, them knees give out.
And so when I see that, perhaps they started too young in life, you know, having a family and things like that. And when we talk, you were very clear on that. You're gonna get yourself together before even thinking about talking about a family and all that.
You got to. Why?
Yes.
Why would I not?
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why, going back to what I said, despite me experiencing, you know, the consequences of not doing it,
Mm-hmm.
I was placed in a position to where I can observe other people around me and see the consequences whenever you don't take care of yourself or whenever you don't get yourself established as a man or even as a woman before, like, joining and an extension and making a family.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And yeah, I want to make sure that my family is in the best condition that they can possibly be. But the only way that that's going to happen is if I'm taking care of myself.
That's good.
Right.
That is so amazing. Because you're asking her to follow you. She's not gonna follow you, and she see you being a train wreck. You know, and this is what we see also sometimes with our brothers and sisters in Jesus Christ, that you hear a lot about submission, but she can't submit to something that's not healthy.
Absolutely.
That's a whole nother podcast.
Hey, look,
Oh yeah.
that's, man.
I don't want no shoes thrown at me.
Well, you know, and I know we're dealing with men, but I had no problem following the vision God gave him,
Right.
because he's always been selfless. And so when he would come and say, you know, hey, you know, this is what I believe is going to work for our family. All right, no problem, because I know after God I'm next, but that's another podcast, okay?
Yep.
We was just talking about that in the shop. That's wild.
Yeah. We have to know that. Okay, so Terrell, what would you give parents? What is the advice you would give to parents to help their children in comparison? That word comparison.
Be present, but not just be present, but provide reassurance. Reassurance is everything. It's a form of communication. It's a way that you build someone's confidence about themselves or even about a situation, and etc. So reassurance, like, continue to remind your children or child that they are perfect or beautiful the way that they are, not closing them off to growing and developing into who God ordained them to be. But just like you stated before, you know, we were perfectly made beautiful. So yeah, let them know that they're enough. You know what I'm saying? Because when you don't do that, then they start seeking out and doing other things that you know is not going to be conducive towards their success. And I'm not just talking about success as far as financially, but I'm talking about success within internally. So yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Terrell.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, well, we're at the end of session 2, and again, we never know who is listening, and we like to give out our mental health hotlines. There is the 988 hotline, and these are not Young People Nation's hotlines. Let me say that, okay? This is in the community. We're not clinicians, so we have to give those disclosures. But there is the 988 hotline. There's a text 741 to 741. That is 24/7. And then there's the 211. That's for general community resource. That's 24/7. Also, there's the NAMI, N-A-M-I. That's the National Alliance on Mental Illness. And you can go to their website and reach out by the state you live in. And, of course, if all else failed, 911. Okay, Mr. Perry?
Well, in life, God loves us so much that he gave his only begotten son. Because he has a vision for us to be successful in life and have an opportunity to go farther than you ever have before. And God got that kind of confidence in us as an individual. Why can't we have that kind of confidence in him? And so we shouldn't go out there and try to create a world of children without fathers and with multiple women. Husbands have to, young men have to be restraining themselves from going out and creating all this chaos with kids without no parents. And the kids are trying to raise themselves. And therefore you will have a society of lawless people. Don't let God waste his time like that. Because God has that hope and confidence in us that we can reach a level in life that we can be able to be better than we ever have before.
Y'all know
And
what
through
time
life,
it is.
There is always hope.
It's Young People
that you can
Nation.
live your life
It's Young People
and to
Nation.
make it.
It's Young People Nation.
There's always hope. This is Young People Nation.
Young. Let's go. Christ is the foundation. Know his word gon' lead us. Know I'm already going. Taking steps I believe in. Giving guidance to the youth. Giving guidance to the lost. Give the world to the project. Lead them back to the cross. He the #1 prospect. He the top boss. I was broke, I was empty. He the one that paid the cost. Really thought that I was cool. There was nothing like the Savior. Now it's time for the truth. The whole world been waiting. It's Young People Nation. 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 The whole world been waiting. Whatever you going through, I know what he gonna do. Don't matter the circumstance, we going back to the root. Keep going, keep going. Let that seed keep growing. You need peace and we know it. Now it's time to live holy. Young People Nation. You know what time it is. Young People Nation. Get ready, the time is here. Get ready, we vibing here. We about to let God in here. Young People Nation. It's Young People Nation. Yeah, do it for the heavens, you know where we going. Influenced by his love, you know we gotta show it. It's time to put the youth onto what God is doing. Cause I can tell you now, right now, that God is moving. It's Young People Nation.